Hello everyone, and welcome to my EastEnders Media News channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. In the most recent episode of EastEnders, April 8th, a concerning development for Linda Carter was shown. The discovery of Keanu Taylor's body last week and Sharon Watts' subsequent arrest have left the Six in shock. In Monday's episode, which can be viewed on BBC iPlayer now, Johnny Carter played Sharon's representative in the police station. After being arrested, Sharon had spent the night in the cells, but she was adamant about sticking to her tale. When the detective presented fresh information obtained from Ian Beale, namely, that the body was covered in tarpaulin that had vanished from the square on Christmas Eve, both Sarah and Johnny stumbled. Johnny asked Sharon what she had done with the murder weapon after the cops had left the interview room. Quietly, Sharon revealed that it was with Kathy, who was preoccupied with devising a fresh scheme involving Suki. After that, the six women who were still alive got together before the police questioned them again. Afterwards, Johnny walked home without Sharon and visited Kathy, eager to find out what she had done with the weapon that implicated Linda. When he realized Suki and Stacy were with her, he became enraged and chastised them for meeting together in a casual manner. Suki stepped in and disclosed their new strategy: they will frame Linda if necessary and will retain the murder weapon as insurance. This appalled Johnny, who instructed them to get rid of it right once. However, Kathy and Suki clarified that they had to take this action in order to save their own futures. How will Linda be affected by this? In the most recent episode of The Six on EastEnders, Linda Carter gave her all for the Six, April 10th. Stacy Slater saw an opportunity to get Dean out of Walford permanently, and now he finds himself inadvertently involved in Keanu Taylor's murder inquiry. Since Keanu's body was found last week and Sharon Watts was arrested, Stacy, Linda, Kathy, Denise, and Suki have had to act quickly. As Linda was about to turn herself in, Stacy saw an opening that might result in the release of all six of the ladies. Following his discovery of Dean's most recent deplorable behavior, Stacy resolved that he would pay a price for his misdeeds. She went to his apartment and got ready to plant the murder weapon to make him appear guilty. The episode that aired on Wednesday examined what happened next, with Dean growing wary of Stacy's unexpected presence. Attempting to be cooperative, Stacy said she was there to make apologies before Dean departed for Pakistan. Stacy surreptitiously placed the meat thermometer in the kitchen while Dean was away. Back at the Vic, Johnny typed out a fictitious statement for Suki to send discreetly from Walford using a burner phone. This unnerved Linda, who said she intended to report Dean to the police on her own. Johnny countered that Linda's past relationship with Dean would be used against her and may jeopardize the entire plot. Linda was ultimately compelled to concede and follow Johnny's instructions, but a subsequent conversation with Dean caused her to reconsider. Terrified that a self-satisfied Dean was going to leave the nation, Linda made the decision to act independently and went to the police station to personally give the statement. Will she, however, later regret not taking Johnny's advice? Here's our Soap Movers page where we keep track of all the new cast members, surprise departures, and returning characters that we can look forward to over the next few weeks and months, as the soap opera world is as busy as ever with comings and goings. Keep coming back for the latest updates as they become available, as our list includes episodes from EastEnders, Coronation Street, Emmerdale, Hollyoaks, Neighbours, Home and Away, and Casualty. Bookmark our page. When Nadine visits Jay Brown in Albert Square this spring, she makes her way back to Walford. She was last seen in the fall of 2023, when Jay went to her for solace after his wife Lola passed very tragically. According to official spoilers, Nadine surprises Jay by telling him she's expecting his child. Would he support her? Early in 2024, Whitney bids Walford farewell as Shona McGarty decides to step down from the position. Recently, viewers have observed hints that may point to Whitney's motive for quitting. When visiting Bianca Jackson in Milton Keynes, Whitney and her partner, Zach Hudson, met Brittany, a troubled youngster. The two had been at odds over whether or not to take care of her. This year, Emma will be returning to Walford permanently. The popular character is expected to cause trouble for the show's executives whenever she returns. The actress who plays Mo, Layla Morse, stated lately that she is excited to be returning to Walford in order to resurrect Mo. "I have a really particular place in my heart for EastEnders, and I'm excited to see both old and new faces again, as well as my on-screen family, who are like family." Chris Crenshaw, executive producer of EastEnders, continued, "We are overjoyed to have Layla Morse return to the role of Mo Harris. The Slater family has seen a great deal of drama since Mo last appeared on TV, despite her brief absence from the square. Her homecoming will not be any different. This spring, Freddie and Mo will be returning to Albert Square together. Bobby Brazier has been absent because he is a competitor on Strictly Come Dancing and is part of the show's live tour. We're delighted to welcome Layla Morse back permanently as she is thrust into the heart of the drama alongside great-grandson Freddie," said EastEnders boss Chris Crenshaw. Rebecca from Coronation Street, Gemma Myrna. This month, Gemma Myrna, formerly of Hollyoaks, returns to Soapland in a welcome role as Rebecca on Corey. Rebecca makes a cameo as Adam Barlow's possible new love interest, although Digital Spy is aware that this is only a guest appearance and not a recurring or ongoing part. With Kimberly Hart Simpson, Nikki Wheatley. Next week, Nikki will be back in Weatherfield after receiving a call from Daniel, who thinks she can help solve the mystery surrounding Lauren Bolton's disappearance. While Nikki is currently an outreach worker who helps females on the streets, Daniel is aware that Lauren was a prostitute prior to her disappearance. "It's been 4 years since we first met Nikki, and it's a pleasure to be back on the cobbles," stated Kimberly Hart Simpson, who plays Nikki. Women's stories in the sex industry are frequently ignored, denigrated, or kept silent. Not at Coronation Street, though. They politely examine the society in which these ladies live, its effects on the neighborhood, and occasionally the risks associated with their line of employment. Foreman Paul, Peter Ash. Paul was identified as having motor neuron disease, MND, at the beginning of 2023. MND is incurable. Executives at Corey acknowledged when the poignant plot was originally revealed that it would ultimately result in the character's untimely death on the program. Paul learned in heartbreaking scenes in November 2023 that he only had 6 to 12 months to live. The actor portraying Paul, Peter Ash, stated to the press and Digital Spy, "I was called into the producer's office in late 2022. It was unexpected. It must always be a little unsettling to be called into the producer's office." Reunion with Jane. To the best of our knowledge, Bobby and Jane's relationship is still shattered following his childhood attack on her a few years prior. Given everything Jane had given up for Bobby, including hiding his involvement in Lucy's murder to keep Bobby safe, would Bobby choose to go and make apologies to Jane? Ian McLeod, the producer of Coronation Street, informed me that I would eventually have to leave the show because they planned a big narrative for me that should be really wonderful.